Hey, yeah, I don't see you in the waiting room.
Oh, I'm not in the waiting room. I'm actually in the room.
Interesting. Are you in the? I don't believe you're in the right spot. Did you see the link that I think Heather had sent you a direct link?
Yeah, and I thought I used that. Okay, I'll go back out.
No worries.
Oh,
I've got the room open right now, so it should allow you right in. Did it go straight to your calendar?
I don't know. I just saved, wait a minute here. Okay, launch meeting, join with video. Okay. The host will let you in soon.
Boom.
Okay, I'm in.
Awesome.
Can you see me?
Yeah, you'll just need to change and update your name to your information because it's my link. So there you are.
There I am. This is so good.
I'm glad we got a chance to connect before before the meeting here. Oh, I can't hear you though. Let me just double check. Oh, there you are. All is well.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me just see if I share, if these can come up. Should come up because they show as being up. Let's see, share my screen. Have you given me permission?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, I can share my screen. Okay. So let's go back to here. Whoops, what have I done? Okay.
Okay.
Everything, I think, why am I nervous? I've done this 50 times.
You know, Georgianne, I gotta tell you, I am the same way. Like I've been running this meeting now for 2 years, and every single time I freak out before the meeting, like nobody's gonna show up.
Yeah, nobody's,
It's gonna
yeah.
be a complete debacle.
That usually turns out to be the best meeting when you're really nervous about. I used to tell new teachers who were nervous, you know, and I learned this lesson myself. If you're not nervous when you begin school, you know, that first week or whatever, it means you don't care enough. So then I felt relaxed. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad I'm nervous.
Actually, my band director in high school told me the same thing every time before a performance. He's like, the only reason you're nervous is because you care, which is what I want you to do. I want you to care, and I want you to rock.
It's interesting. I got a message first thing this morning that the head of HR for Miami-Dade, who has been with us since we began, has just been named their superintendent.
Nice.
Yay!
Moving up.
Yeah, he, oops,
Oh, I've got some of our folks coming in right now.
great.
Excellent. I'm seeing people kind of pour in here.
Bye. Sorry.
You're fine, Amanda. Happy New Year to everybody. It's great to have you all.
Happy New Year, everyone.
And it doesn't look like any of you guys had any issues with the link. I know we had kind of switched off a couple of things last year, so I'm hoping that that we don't have any issues with the link here.
Whew. I'll turn the- I think the most used phrase in the English language now is "you're still muted."
They actually, I was at Target the other day, and there's a new board game, or like more of like a card game that came out of the pandemic that's literally called "You're on Mute," which is pretty entertaining. So, yeah, here we go. There's Maurice. What's up, Mr. Speedo? Awesome.
What's up, Mike?
How you doing? Yep. All right. Here comes the phone of everybody blowing me up on where's the link. Thank you for your patience, guys. I appreciate you. Did it not populate in everybody's calendar? Just curious. No, not for you. Interesting. I'll have to get with my communications director and figure out what is going on. There's Lauren Ramos. Excellent. Lauren, good afternoon to you.
Oh, Lauren. Oh, how great. Hiring our heroes. Yay.
Where'd you go, Joe?
Bye.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Bear with me, y'all. Should have like waiting room music, I swear. That's all I want. Patrick.
Yeah, I do, so I'm gonna have to be like, I'm gonna fill out.
What else in the waiting room? And I'm gonna give it until 12:05 because I want to make sure that we are sensitive to both Camp Pendleton and March Air Reserve Base this time. Thank you guys for joining us.
Not a problem. Anytime.
We're gonna have a lot of microinroads in here, I can already tell. And Michelle, I'm especially excited to, as the spike finds its way on the decrease, to start exploring the opportunities with the of doing maybe a Mac on base up there. I think that could be really great.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Fingers and toes crossed for sure.
Fingers and toes.
Actually, I was just talking with Patrick yesterday about the ring cross event, which it sounds like him and I will be up there celebrating with you. So,
Oh, that's great.
yeah, very excited about that.
I want to come party. Can I come, Mike?
Here we go. Yeah, this is interesting. Oh, there we go. Lots of Mike Monroes. I'll have to do an email out later today just to make sure that the link is rocking. But I'm especially excited that JJ and Michelle got the link because we always want to hear from you guys. So
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with the link.
nice. Did you? And you put it on your calendar, right? Because when I was under the impression when you registered, it auto popped on your calendar.
It gives you the option to put it on your calendar.
Interesting. I should encourage most folks to do so.
But I already had an alarm set for it, so
You're amazing. I appreciate you so.
I had it good to go.
Cool.
Mike, if you don't mind me bugging you for just a moment,
Hit me.
I try to reach out to Mr. Ingram. I gave him a call and an email.
Nice.
So just letting you know. So
I appreciate that. You know, it's crazy. I talked with him literally right after, I want to say like 40 minutes after you and I talked last, and encouraged him to reach out too. So I know that they are slating their follow-up meeting. I think the follow-up meeting is actually next Monday. So he may reach out to you after that. But if I see Mr. Ingram, I'll reach out to you, brother.
Gotcha.
All right, Roger. All right.
And I also, if any of y'all, by the way, as I put my telephone number down as my screen name as well. So is what that is. Anybody needs to get a hold, that's my direct cell phone number as well.
Beautiful. And we'll give you a shot at the towards the back half of the meeting here to talk a little bit more about all the great things that you do there, Maurice. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, so I am going to just keep the participants open here as we get underway. I feel like we're frequently plagued by technical difficulties, but I look forward to hopefully doing something in person here soon. Let me go ahead and move the agenda over here. Everyone can see my screen, correct? Thumbs
Yes.
up. Excellent. Rock and roll. All right. So it is currently 12:06. I want to welcome everybody to the first Military Affairs Committee meeting for the year of 2022. I'm Mike Monroe. I'm your host. Hilder had an important meeting with the assembly member today, so she sends her regards, and she will be back with us in February there. So I'm going to go ahead and real quick just kind of go around the room just to make sure we know everybody who is here with us. So let me go ahead and bring up my participants. So I'm going to call on your name. If you could just give yourself a quick intro, who you are, and the organization that you represent. So I'm going to start with Amanda Fisher.
Hello, everyone. I am Amanda Fisher, and I am with the Office of Senator Melissa Melendez, and I'm also a Gold Star wife.
Thank you, Amanda. Next up is Joe Matthews.
Hi, everyone. My name is Joe Matthews. I'm with Riverside County Workforce Development and Employer Services Consultant, and I am also a United States Navy veteran.
Thank you, Joe. Next up is Kim with the Chamber.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kim with the Marietta Waldemar Chamber.
Thank you, Kim. Next up, Lauren Ramos.
Hey everyone, I'm Lauren Ramos. I'm part of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation, Hiring Our Heroes. I'm the Military Spouse Fellowship Program Manager from San Diego. And shortly next to me, I will have Melinda Gomez, who's our Corporate Fellowship Program Manager. We're actually on the road today working together, so she'll be joining me shortly.
Nice. Thank you, Lauren. Next up is Mr. Mark Sigmund.
Good morning, everyone. Mark Sigmund, Insurance Agency, retired Navy veteran, working here in San Diego County, but involved with some of the efforts here in military affairs in both Riverside and San Diego County.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Fox News. And next up is Nadine.
Hi, I'm Nadine. I'm the marketing coordinator at the Marietta Waldemar Chamber.
Thank you, Nadine. Great to have you. Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the next section of our meeting, which is updates from our our installations here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Michelle Tapscott from March Air Reserve Base. How you doing?
I'm good. How's everyone doing?
Very good.
So we have some pretty good, pretty big news. I don't know if anyone has seen it, but March has been selected as the preferred location to host the next KC-46A Pegasus aircraft.
That's a big deal.
Now, we're listed as the preferred location, but they still have to come out, I believe, in the fall of next year to do like a site survey to see. It's us and 2 other bases. So if everyone can get out and talk to their congressmen for this last push so we can get them like for sure. I feel like we have a good chance, but you know, better safe than sorry. Get it out as much as possible so we can get that extra push. Also, we are slated to schedule a beer fest in June. If all goes well and the numbers continue or go down and things like that, we'll be able to do that. And also hopefully the base picnic this year and also Oktoberfest. So hopefully we can get things going again. But that's it on our end.
Well, the KC-46 piece is a very large piece. I actually, Andrew Stahl from Greater Riverside is in my WACE graduating class this year. So yeah, I've been working or kind of following along with him in a lot of Greater Riverside's efforts to be the preferred for the KC-46 Pegasus, which is a huge deal. So that's great that that you guys are making headway on that.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Michelle, as always. It's great to hear from you there. And then I'll talk with Patrick to see what maybe we can do with Southwest Legislative Council to put some extra fuel in that fire to hopefully make that come to fruition.
That's perfect. That would be amazing.
Excellent, Michelle. I appreciate you.
No problem. Have a good one, everyone.
You too. All right. Next up from Camp Pendleton is Mr. JJ. JJ, how are you doing today?
Doing well, Mike, and Happy New Year and belated season's greetings to all. Hope everyone had a great holiday season. Not much on the Camp Pendleton front other than like the rest of the county and the state and the nation keep combating the most current variant of COVID. So we are pretty much in a max telework environment through approximately mid-February that just got pushed. So it really doesn't affect our ability to support our operating forces here. We do have a portion still in the office, but as we can, we'll keep people isolated, relatively safe, and just continue to march on and wait for the end of the pandemic. So that's about all from Camp Pendleton.
We're in the same holding pattern. JJ, as always, I dearly appreciate your commitment and most importantly, your updates here for us up here in Southwest Riverside County. And I hope, I know I was watching Riverside County Public Health, and it's nice to see us on the back half of this slope. So I know, especially for Kim's sake, she's really rooting for the best February ever. So hopefully that'll come to fruition. So I love it. All right, JJ, appreciate you as always. So I'm going to go ahead and roll right into our presentation here. So I'm extremely honored today to have Dr. Rice representing Heroes to Education. It's a outstanding movement currently working at the national level. I don't want to take away her thunder. She's a great presenter. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my share and give her the ability to do it. To share her information. So please help me welcome Dr. Rice, representing Heroes to Education. Good afternoon.
Hi, I'm the one honored in order to be here to present. So let me get right into it, letting you know who we are. Can you see my screen? Yes. Okay. Heroes to Education is we're working on the national level, but you'll soon hear that I've decided And I am building prototypes in Nevada, California, and Florida as examples when we actually launch nationally. What we are doing, oh dear, where did this go? I'm sorry. Let me go back up here to, what is it? Okay, we are all volunteers, by the way, and we're a public-private partnership or organization. What the goal is to reach out to veterans, National Guard members, reservists, those planning to get out of the service within 6 months, and their spouses, and the spouses of active duty personnel, to make them aware of the opportunities that are available in public education, and then to help them through the application process and to get the job, and then to support them once they are in the job. 200,000 people leave the service each year. And so you know the crisis that the school districts are facing all over the nation. And I have to tell you that we are going after not only those who want to be teachers, but all jobs in public education. In other words, we're after the skilled trades, we're after operations, we're after the people who are in IT, custodians, bus drivers, as well as teachers. So that is our goal. And as I said, we're all volunteers. I'm the only K through 12. We have one retired college president, and then the rest are retired military. Our leader is General David Oley. He is a retired lieutenant general from the Army, graduate of West Point, one of their 100 most decorated graduates. He is an Army Ranger, led men in combat in Vietnam, taught at the Army War College, and was the head of HR for the Army for one tour of duty. So therefore, you can see that we are well represented with people from the military. All of us really believe in what we're doing. We've been at this for 5 full years now, so you can see that the goal is very important to us. When we go national, what the vision is that we will have on, for example, in Nevada, where we only have 3 military installations, one of them, probably Nellis, will have a team made up of a recruiter, a counselor, and a placement assistance person to help those on base actually know about and take advantage of this. The goal would be incoming spouses, before they even arrive in the new location, would already be aware of the jobs and assisted in getting a job in public education. We are also working with a national organization sponsored by the Department of Defense and the Council of State Governments in order to get reciprocity for teacher licensure, which is a major problem. In California, where there are 30 installations, there will be multiple bases with these teams, and there would be a state director doing what I am doing. We're working with numbers of national organizations. The one that's most important to us is the Council of Great City Schools, made up of the 78 largest districts in the country. That's why LA Unified and San Diego, as well as Miami-Dade and New York City and so on, are members of our partner districts that are helping us plan this, as well as smaller districts, for example, including Killeen, Texas, which serves Fort Hood, Cumberland County Public Schools, which serves Fort Bragg, and so on. So we're well representative. While we wait for federal action, which is really an exercise in patience and perseverance, we've decided to do these prototypes. In California, our partners are, as I mentioned before, Los Angeles, San Diego, Fresno, Riverside, and Orange County. Kern County has also inquired. We didn't intend to involve all of the districts until we go national. So these are districts helping us build the prototype and actually launching. And we're almost ready in California. We're launching in Nevada now. In Florida, we have Miami-Dade, Orange County, Duval, Hillsborough, and I think that's it, plus Collier County. This is what we've done in California. We have been talking with CalVet because we want to reach out to all of these people to let them know about the opportunities. It's a great second career in order to serve your community as well as your nation. And so what they've said, and they're checking this with their leadership, we've been dealing with Joshua Zebley of CalVet and his team. And what they'd like to do, if their leadership approves it, is to give the districts a schedule of their planned visits. They visit every military installation to visit with those veterans that are there and those planning to leave the service within 6 months. And also they visit all of the California institutions of higher ed to talk to their student vets. They're willing to give us, if their leadership approves, this schedule so that we will know where they will be and when. They will include information and flyers about second careers. Now, I was thinking 5 flyers. I don't want to inundate CalVet and have them give up on us. So we've been working actually with the commissioner for the California Interstate Compact for Military Children, and he's taken over the duty of producing 1 flyer that has the QR codes for the various districts that will take them right into the career openings, which is really great. And so they are willing, if leadership approves it, to sponsor webinars, newsletters, and to put us on their social media. Here's one of the things that we need, and I'm glad there's a representative from Pendleton and March. We need access to their, I know in the Air Force, it's called the Airmen and Family Readiness Center, to give them information, and also the Education Office to partner with the districts in SkillBridge. That's a very important asset that the districts are thrilled when they learn about it. So this is our progress so far. I've said to our partner districts, you just can't assume that CalVet will do all the heavy lifting. What are you willing to do to make this work? And what they've decided to do is they will provide the information to CalVet. And I told you the commissioner is helping us. They will set up a dedicated email. If you have a question and you're a military related person, you don't want to go into the queue where another 200 people have asked questions. So the districts have agreed to establish a dedicated email that only the military related people will have access to. They've also all agreed that they will have Zoom office hours for those coming through this process to answer questions, to tell them about opportunities, to help them with whatever process they're having any problems with. So that would be regularly scheduled Zoom office hours for those heroes that come through this process. And then they will also work with other California Coalition partners to make everybody aware of the career ladders. For example, it may be in Los Angeles Unified, we have their flyer that shows all of the ways if a person wants to become a teacher, wants to take their skills, for example, their firemen or diesel mechanics or whatever in the service, and how that relates to being a bus mechanic, or how that relates to what's required in public education. So they'll all be sharing what they're doing in order to provide career ladders and pathways. And so that's very important. We're also we were working with Jeff Shea on the state level, but he's since taken another job. And now we're working just until we can get the names of the people in other locations like Los Angeles and San Diego. But we're working with Michael Soto, who is Inland Empire Work for Warriors, and he's really stepped up. What he will do is, if we want to have a webinar or get out information to his database, he will send it out on behalf of Los Angeles, San Diego, Riverside, and Orange County. So we're working with Work for Warriors. I can tell you here in Nevada, they are my best partner. What they have done is not only sent out information to all of the National Guard members and reservists, but they've also allowed us to have recruiting events at the armories. And so that's been a real bonus to put information on their website. And they've even agreed if there's a special event that during the monthly required formations, when they come together for training, they will announce it at that time. And so that's very important. So we're thrilled about the opportunity to work for warriors there in California. The Interstate Compact for Military Children, Commissioner Kai Jackson, as I said before, has agreed not only to do the flyers, but he will help us with the Zoom meetings, getting out information. We want to have a webinar right off the bat, right away, to let people know about these jobs. I tried to talk to the head of classified, non-certified jobs in Los Angeles Unified, and I couldn't because she's out in the field substituting. They are that short. I know one particular principal that they featured here in Las Vegas on the news. He is a custodian at night, substitutes in classes during the day, and he has to have his principal duties also. That's because we're so short of workers, so short of candidates. So we're working with Kai Jackson. Oh, one of the things I forgot to tell you that's most important, he allowed me to speak to all of the family liaisons in California. So every military installation that has families has a liaison with the school district that their kids go to. I've been able to speak to those liaisons, and he will send out information to them about the career opportunities. They can't advocate for us, but they are allowed to make families aware of jobs as the issues come up, and we're thrilled about that. I have to tell you, we're putting as much emphasis on getting spouses into public education as we are all the other groups. So this is a real bonus to have like an advocate on each military installation to let families know about jobs that are available. And here with our person who is hiring our heroes, Lauren, we are working with the national office, Meredith Smith and Adam Rock with your U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation, Hiring Our Heroes. And they have given us the names of the regional people that we will be sending information to. I'm going to have a webinar for the 3 regional people telling them what we're doing. And then they will make their local volunteers aware at the, at those military installations that actually have a Hiring Our Heroes representative. But I won't go through them for Lauren because we already have Lauren in San Diego. So anyway, and they've been one of our biggest sponsors. Let me tell you about making contact with them. When we first got started, we had a meeting in Washington to see what this would look like. General Oley invited the head of the Army's public-private partnerships to come to one of our meetings. He came and his name was Adam Rock. One day he called me by mistake. He didn't mean to call me. It was one of those pocket calls. I hadn't spoken to him for 5 years. And he was one of his children was Soldier for Life and also SkillBridge. So when he called, I said, "Oh, Adam, are you still with the Army's public-private partnership?" And he said, "No, I now work for U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation, Hiring Our Heroes." I said, "Oh my goodness, this is fortuitous." So anyway, and Meredith Smith, I worked with her when her husband was a drone pilot out at Creech. Then we're working also, and this one we have to decide what we want to do. The 63rd Readiness Division, they've turned us over to their Yellow Ribbon Division, and are component, and they work with reservists who are deploying pre-deployment and post-deployment, and then the families all the way through, including during deployment. And so they are willing, they represent 10, they work in 7 different states, the Western states. And so they're willing to help us. It really narrows when you're only dealing with deployed, but those families maybe would like to hear about those jobs too. So we're working with the 63rd Readiness Division in doing that. Workforce development, we're working there with their board, and it's really amazing because, oh my gosh, his name has escaped me. But anyway, the fellow that we're working with there said that the Riverside County Workforce Development Board had been recognized nationally. Patrick Ellis. We're working with Patrick Ellis, and he said they've been recognized nationally. And so he would like to talk even to our people in Nevada to get ideas, cross-fertilization and all of that. So I've set up that meeting, and they're meeting next week. But in the meantime, he's going to work with us to see how they can be supportive of the work that is going on in Heroes to Education, and any support that they can give to these heroes who are coming on. Veterans are one of their top priorities. It's financed by the U.S. Department of Labor. And by the way, every state has these boards. In Nevada, we have 2 boards. In California, you have 48 boards. It tells you the difference between the complexity of the 2 states. So anyway, they do counseling, they have resources, alternative route to licensure. They will pay for it, the classes that are required if a person fits into one of their categories. If a person has to have a state certificate to become a diesel mechanic when they've had these skills in the military, they will pay for that certificate in that program. This is a real workforce development boards, and what they can bring to the table is very important to our effort. Then the partners we are currently seeking, the access to the Airmen and Family Readiness Center, and I'm sorry, JJ, but I don't know what it's called in the Marines, but it would be the Airmen and Family Readiness Center, and also the education office, both at Pendleton and at March. Work for Warriors, their units that serve Los Angeles and San Diego, Michael Soto said that he would cover that area until we can locate who those people are, Work for Warriors there. The Workforce Development Boards in Los Angeles and San Diego, and the Workforce Development Boards in Orange County. San Bernardino hasn't stepped up yet. And then the Chambers of Commerce. We're working very closely with our Chamber of Commerce, and I've been attending the South Dade Miami MAC committee for over a year now. So anyway, just to get an idea of what the possibilities are. I wanted to show you that we have advisory groups. This is being built from the bottom up. I told our planning team, we cannot come up with the solution and hand it down. It doesn't work that way in public education. It has to be built by those who are using it. So we have transition advisory group. We're going to have transition mentoring. I had teachers from Los Angeles and from Clark County and Las Vegas come in and to see what extra support they wish they had had when they left the military and came to a school district. These are all people who were teachers and veterans. And I was thinking they would say such things as, I wish I had more classroom management training or whatever. And they said, no, we need somebody to walk with us through the entire process. We need a transition mentor. And so we're working on that right now. Then we have an advisory group made up of military spouses, a school safety advisory group, an induction and teacher leadership group, and an alternative to licensure group. So whenever we need, input, we have plenty of people step up to the plate to give us that advice. The professional development, I think I've covered that. And right now, what I'd like to do is just show you what we're working toward, and then I have enough time for a few questions. What I'm going to do is now show you what we've done in Nevada. Can you see that? Oh no, I think I did something wrong. Oh, dear me. Okay, let's see, share screen.
You may have
And,
just paused or stopped.
oh, here, there. That's what I didn't do. Okay, can you see it now? Okay, so what we've done is taken all of the resources, and I can make any of this available to whomever. But if you look, we've got the state government entities that we're working with. The Department of Veterans Services, workforce, we call it workforce development. I mean connections instead of development, but it's the same thing. We're working with the Department of Employment, Training, and Rehab so that we train one person in every employment office run by the state to handle the veterans and to let them, and spouses and so on, and let them be aware of the opportunities that are available in public education. We have training webinars where we acquaint them. And then we also have, that's all that, Department of Ed, and we have the same thing in California. Installations liaison, this is the Kai Jackson in California. Here we have our person also. Military, we've got the military, the Airmen and Family Readiness Center at Creech and at Nellis working with us. The education office at both working with us. And also their installation engagement, their public relations department is working with us. The National Guard, Work for Warriors, the 63rd Readiness Division there in California is over Nevada too. ESGR, this again is Lauren, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation, the local networks. Then we also have approached every single one of our local governments, and they have all stepped up to the plate and will put these openings and the needs on their websites, and various commissioners and council people in their newsletters will include that. We're also working with the institutions of higher ed, their student vets, and also the colleges and the schools of education to be part of our pathway. So anyway, that's what we're doing in Nevada. And I just wanted to show you that when we finish in California, it will look very much like this when we get all of our partners put together. So it looks like I saved about 8 minutes. If you have any questions or concerns, no concerns today, just questions. Any questions at all? I'll turn it over to you, Mike, to moderate, if anybody.
Excellent. Thank you. I see Maurice has jumped off of mute there. Maurice, good afternoon and welcome.
Hi, Miss. My name is Maurice Garcia. I'm with Warrior Built 232. Combat vet, served in Marine Corps. Real quick, I was just going to let you know is that officer you're talking about was a FRO, Family Ready Officer. I do work with right now actively with 13 bases, military bases, on educating veterans, soon to be veterans, transitioning from military life to civilian life. And educating them on different aspects that they can take. Being part of Warrior Built, besides doing racing, we do offer funding if they need help on rehabilitation, such as if they have some type of substance abuse or anything like that. But we also do employment search for them as well. We've been working with, quote me if I'm wrong, Mike, I think his name was Tim from, is it from UCR, if I'm not mistaken?
Tim from UCR?
It was, who was the gentleman? It was on the last meeting. We did, it was Tim, or is he from MSJC?
No, for the work, for the extension program?
Yes.
I am equally drawing a blank.
Yeah, is with that we did we talked a little bit, but as with that is we have we've been reaching out to a lot of the different universities and different programs as well to be able to help. As you know, as the VA, they're limited on is with the VA. VA only pays X amount of dollars per year for education.
Right.
So we've been finding scholarship programs to be able to cover that difference, so that the veteran or the veteran spouse is not having to come up with that difference at the end of the year. So I would really love to be able to connect, set aside from here, and whatever services that we could do, be able to bounce off each other to be able to help each other miss.
Absolutely. And I copied down your direct dial.
Gotcha. You can bet dial me any day. It's okay.
Any other questions? Oh, I'm sorry, Mike, go.
Totally fine. That's David Mason, by the way, from UCR Extension. And then I saw Maurice Wilson also came off mute.
Hey there, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry I was late getting to the meeting. I think about the latter half of Dr. Rice's presentation there. Pretty impressive. I'm with the San Diego Veterans Coalition here in San Diego. And Dr. Rice, one of the things that we're working on is the implementation of what we call Centers for Military and Veteran Reintegration. And so we just put together a big package in Los Angeles in partnership with the City of Downey and a multi-organizational collaborative that includes the Guard Reserve, the Los Angeles Mental Health Services, Southeast Los Angeles, Celico. The list goes on and on and on. We're actually in the phases now of launching the center. And what it is, it's a reintegration process. It says Los Angeles typically has about 12,000 veterans returning home every year.
Yeah.
Right now, they do not have a starting point, and the CMVRs will be a starting point. And so it's sort of like a welcome home orientation. That's our big vision. And as we implement the center, we'll have access to Guard, Reserve, it doesn't matter, transitioning service members, veterans and spouses. That's sort of the catchment area. And the goal is to bring them all through a specific reintegration process where we help find out where they fit, how they fit, and we ensure they get the right training, they end up with the right courses that you're like what you're talking about. But even more, we connect them with employers, with community resources. It's a full-fledged reintegration beyond just job placement. It's really resettling them into their respective cities, because if you're looking at the economy in Los Angeles, you have to at least be earning more than a job at Walmart to be able to afford to live in Los Angeles. And so we're implementing the CMVRs in Los Angeles. Now we're working with Orange County, and we're in the process of a big implementation here in San Diego throughout across all 5 of the counties to ensure that every veteran, spouse, and family member gets reintegrated back in. And I don't know if you guys have heard about the Department of Labor's new off-base transition training.
No.
That they're offering. So the Department of Labor just started last week conducting off-base transition training at various locations in each one of those regions, Los Angeles, Orange County, and San Diego County. They do it once a week, every Tuesday, at different selected sites, where their goal really is to reach out to Guard, Reserve, veteran spouses, and others to make them aware of career and employment opportunities. And so it might not be a bad idea to sync up with Monica Roos. She's the young lady that's working here in the in the San Diego and Orange County area. It's all of us working together, building a vast network, and then handing off resources to one another, ensuring that the veterans and their spouses receive all the care and support they need.
That's can I give you, I don't know, Mike, if you want to send out my email address and cell number. I'd love to connect, with Maurice as well as the fellow who is identified, or 2 Maurices, how come that?
Yeah, what kind of luck is that?
Love it.
That rarely happens.
What is wrong with me? I'm seeing Maurice's everywhere.
I was gonna say, is it possible to get her contact information?
Yeah,
posted
let
out?
me just tell you what it is, and then I'll ask Mike to send it out. It's very simple.
Dr. Rice, I'll drop it in the chat right now.
Okay, great.
I got you.
And the cell number also. This is, see, this is when I made the same presentation to our MAC in Las Vegas, and people were stepping up. The Chamber of Commerce MAC committees are very, very important in connecting us with the world out there that we're just not aware of. On February 8th, the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce MAC has reached out to MACs around the country just to say, let's exchange ideas and whatever. And I'm presenting to them on February the 8th, which is a real opportunity. But right now we're limiting ourselves to Nevada, Florida, and California to build these prototypes. And when we go to the various departments, like they went to the department, the VA, and what they did was take prototypes, one of the prototypes, and say, this is what it will look like in the field. So anyway, and the districts are thrilled, to have the opportunity for this new, really untapped pool of people that bring the very principles that we all want in our schools.
And
So-
Dr. Rice, I'd like to invite you to speak to our San Diego Veterans Coalition sometime in the future. We have 150 members. We have an education, employment, and entrepreneur working group. We meet on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. I'd love to invite you to give this same presentation to San Diego, and then ultimately the same presentation to our colleagues up there in the Los Angeles area and the Orange County area as well.
Absolutely. Just let me know when and where.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Mike, I'd like to thank you and the members of the MAC for allowing me to speak today. This is a rare, when I think 5 years as a volunteer, what's wrong with you? What keeps us all keeping on is the goal is too important to give up on. It benefits both those people who have sacrificed so much in the military, including the families, and it also for our public education. Here in Nevada, I always thought, and I'll be off in just a second, if a child chooses to be a bellhop here or chooses to be a maid, and that's what they want to be, I say, bravo, be the best bellhop, the best maid you can be. But if you have to do that because we haven't provided the education you need to reach your potential, that's just unforgivable, and that keeps us keeping on. So thank you all. I really appreciate this time. Mike, if I can, I'll be circling back with you to get some contact information. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you all.
And I will send the presentation out to the entire MAC list post this meeting, just to make sure everyone has access to not only Dr. Rice and her efforts, but also the information that she provided today, which was amazing.
That's great. And if anybody wants the Nevada prototype, I can provide that too, just to show you what I hope will be the same in California and Florida. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Rice. Very excited about that. She did a presentation to the Marietta Unified School District just recently too, and they're really chomping at the bit at kind of expanding on these transition opportunities. So exciting stuff. So I want to thank all of you guys for being such powerhouses. It's great to have you all here with us, and especially more importantly, your passion and your proactivity. So with that, we're at the end of our program here. I always like to leave this for updates from our community. So I'll go ahead and if you'd like to do some sort of update, just use the raise hand icon and I'll call on you, and you can record it into the what's the word I'm looking for? The record. That's the one. Mr. Garcia?
Make me feel old. Hey guys, there's a few of you I haven't got to meet, but as I was saying to Dr. Rice, his name is Maurice Garcia with Warrior Built. Some interesting stuff is, as being, part of the community, so active with the community like we all are, is, we have, is I've been talking with the mayor of Lake Elsinore, and also as I got to talk to Mr. Ingram, the mayor of Marietta, is with that is one of the biggest things that we're having difficulty with is the homelessness with the veterans. And is something that I've kind of pitched is there's a location, a storage facility for that is no longer being in use and it's been up for sale. And talking about reaching out and turning it into another shelter is with that is to be in helping vets get off the street and putting them into work and reaching out to some of the businesses that are out there to give them that hands-on training. So just for future, as with our next meeting, is I would keep you guys updated on what's becoming of that. But I just wanted to bring it to attention, something that that as of Warriorville we're trying to get in the works there. So just wanted to bring that up to you guys. So
Thank you. And the other reason I'm calling you Mr. Garcia is because we seem to be collecting Maurice's in the best way possible. I guess if your name is Maurice, you are a powerhouse by definition. So thank you both. So Mark, I see you have your hand up.
Hey, Mike, thanks for the opportunity. I really want to thank Dr. Rice for her time. What an awesome bit of information. There's a couple action items that are coming down from the San Diego Regional Chamber and the Defense Veteran Military Committee that I sit on. AB 1623 here in California, which is a bipartisan effort to address the military income tax for our retirement pay. There's AB 1629, military survivor benefits income tax exclusions. So that that's definitely something that's being proposed this session. AB 1675, which really kind of ties into what we were talking about today, which is expediting military spouse teaching credentials. So a lot of the times when we talk about this, we always really focus on the military member, but we can never go wrong by talking about the sacrifice of the spouses, because their credentials and their licensing and things as they travel around to support the military and our nation as well. And then the last one is a congressional act, HR 1863, which is dealing with the Guard and Reserve GI Bill Parity Act. So it addresses eligibility for the post 9/11 GI Bill into the Guard and Reserve. So just sharing some information on that. In my industry, the big emphasis is AB 1400, which is garnering a lot of attention because it actually made it out of committee. So we haven't got it through appropriations. So we can get all high and mighty and get all excited about this, but it is about a single payer initiative for healthcare, which is, am I allowed to say what I think? But I just think that there's other options if we really want to do it. So I would hope that we call our congressional leaders and tell them that this is not the way to go for California. So thanks for the update or the opportunity to speak, Mike. It's always a great program that you put on.
Thank you, Mark. And I need to say it because it is a function of the Military Affairs Committee, is that it is a 501c3. We do not actively take any positions or advocate for any specific legislature. We are, however, a great platform for information for the community. And then the Southwest Legislative Council, which is a culmination of currently 5 chambers here in Southwest Riverside County, is our platform for taking action. So we definitely have our eyes on quite a few bills. And I want to thank you for bringing that to our attention. I know especially 1400 right now is the talk of the town. But I also want to thank Sayarda's office for the AB 1629. That's a great bill. I know Gutier has been working really hard in Sacramento for finding something that's going to work on that. So thank you, Mark, for always staying up to date on that. Next time you talk to Summer, tell her I say hi. Finally, Maurice Wilson.
Hey, just briefly, as we look at legislation, just want to reemphasize to everyone that remember House Resolution 2326, which called for the off-base community-led transition centers. It did pass in 2019, but stalled at the Senate, and then got folded into 7105, the Deliver Act, which was passed in January of 2021, which is now formally the Navy SEAL Chief Petty Officer William Muldour Transition Improvement Act. And so now that that is legislation, we're now looking at the next steps, which is identifying communities that can stand up these community-led transition reintegration centers. And that's what I was mentioning earlier as far as the CMDRs. These are sort of like the test models of how that would work. And it is a collaborative process. It creates a warm handoff from the DoD to communities that are ready to receive them. And the Department of Labor has already implemented some of their programs, the ENPP program, which is the Employer Navigator program. They're doing some tests there. The Department of Veteran Affairs is also implementing its warm handoff program, the ETS, Expiration Term of Service Sponsorship program, that they're standing up. And these are all designed to be warm handoffs to the community, where the community can receive them and begin that reintegration process through employment and other aspects of the person's life. And so stay tuned. We'll share more with you as we unfold and implement CMDRs. Again, using that as sort of the authorizing information, and now the working models are in place.
Beautiful. Thank you, Maurice, as always. And great effort and great work on that. It's great to see how many that you've been able to bring online here. And similar to like Dr. Rice, who's been managing a lot of these prototypes, improving the concept. It's great to see that the communities get a chance to really take the military families in, because that's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, huge collaboratives. Everyone has a stake in the game, playing a specific role, and it's a formalized, very structured handoff from one organization to the next, because no one organization can do everything, but we'll follow the protocols for what they call the VCAT model, Veterans Community Action Team, that talks about integration, as well as the collective impact model that really talks about how we all coordinate and track.
Beautiful. And when it comes to data and tracking, that's the one to talk to right there.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you'll hear a presentation from Maurice Wilson at some point during this year. We like to bring him in frequently because he's always working on something good. I think he may be the busiest person I know. So Maurice, I appreciate you as always. And then also, if there's anything that you want to share regarding some of the digital apps or anything like that, I'm always happy to send that out to the group too, because you're doing a lot of good there.
Yeah, in fact, maybe on the next call, I'd love to give a demonstration of the Managing Your Transition Timeline app. That's really taking off. We're actually now getting active duty individuals that are signing up, and we're able to track them from the moment they decide they're ready to transition out all the way through into their communities. And we developed a dashboard for career counselors, military planners, where they can actually monitor, maintain, and communicate with the individual once they're in that transition zone. And again, just as a backdrop, about 2/3 of transition service members complain about it having a difficult transition. And in fact, what happens is they just lose track of it. This app helps them track and manage their transition. It's really cool.
Absolutely. And I'll make sure to give you that time here soon. I just want to double down on something that Maurice told me very early on in our relationship was, if you really help stand up a transitioning member in the very beginning and give them the tools and everything that they need to be successful, you take care of a lot of the problems in the back end, like homelessness and things of this nature. And he said something really powerful to me once, is a lot of times, we're looking at putting a Band-Aid on something that's already happened and taking action on something that's already happened. As that's important, we also need to plant the seeds and make sure that the transitioning military of the future is taken care of as well. And you do that by arming them with the tools that they need.
Absolutely. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, as they say.
That's going to my tool bag. Speaking of tools, I appreciate that. So with that, we're coming up on the end of our meeting here. I want to thank you all as always for your continued support. It truly means the world to myself and the community. I look forward to sharing this information. Shameless plug alert. I'm going to finish with this because frankly, I'm really excited about it. Starting February 1st, you will see us really pushing the Bring in the Troops campaign, focusing specifically on hiring military, especially military spouses. We have a great partnership with Hiring Our Heroes, and they do a lot of good. In a lot of the leadership that I've had the chance to speak with in the military community, you know, they always tell me first and foremost, hey, you know, the spouses, the families, they need more love. So we've really tried to kind of use this as a platform to really do as much good as we can on that. So definitely keep your eyes out on that. We'll be hearing from Hiring Your Heroes. We'll be hearing from Psych Armor. And then we have a very special guest for our panel on March 9th, which will be at 11 o'clock in the morning. Jay Garcia, who's a top LinkedIn voice, will be doing a presentation, and he may be joined by some very special guests. So make sure you stay tuned into our social media as well as our communications as we go lead up to March 9th there. Very excited about that stuff. So it is about to be 1 o'clock or 1300. Once again, I want to thank you all for joining us today. Stay in the loop. And if you had any issues with the link leading up to this meeting, please reach out to me. I'll make sure that we streamline this because we got a lot of really cool stuff coming up this year. So I appreciate you all. Till next time.